Every purchase agreement we write has the provision for the buyer to have the right to walk through the property within 48 hours of closing and/or possession. The point is to make sure the property is in the same condition as at the date the buyer wrote the offer, except for normal wear and tear. The items a buyer negotiated into the offer should be present in the walkthrough, and the utilities must be on. Heat, electricity, and water are considered utilities. Cable, trash, internet, for example, are not. In Michigan, the seller often has occupancy after closing, and they may rent back from the buyer for a specified number of days as agreed. While the seller is occupying the property, their potential for accidental damage from the move-out hasn't even occurred yet. But what if, while they're living there, the appliances stop working? Or what if the seller stops maintaining the pool or the lawn? Or what if the house you bought is vacant? Many buyers believe that since no one is living in the house, there's no concern about damage. And for the most part, that's true. There's not much risk of someone breaking something or accidentally punching a hole in the wall and moving big furniture out. However, other risks are present in an occupied or vacant home. So a tale from the vault is a while ago, I conducted a walkthrough on a very large, very nice vacant home just before closing. And my clients said they didn't want to bother because they each had scheduled meetings for work and it was vacant and they were just too busy. Well, we had been in the house measuring just 2 weeks prior, so I didn't anticipate any problems either, but I always do a pre-closing walkthrough on a home that my client has purchased, whether or not they can join me. Well, when I walked through the front door, I could almost see my breath. The house was freezing cold. I checked the thermostat and it was set to 68 degrees. So sure enough, the furnace was not working. The heat had gone out sometime in those last 2 weeks, and we had a week of 30-degree temps and below. The agent had no idea the furnace was out. And we had no idea if it was from an unpaid bill or whether the furnace or the thermostat were broken. Closing was just in a couple of hours, and there was absolutely no time to get an HVAC repair guy in to diagnose the problem prior to closing. So I spoke with my buyers, and they wanted to close that day anyway, as agreed. So I quickly negotiated and drafted an escrow agreement that held $10,000 of the seller's proceeds back in the title company's escrow account until we could figure out what the problem was. So the sellers got an HVAC company to diagnose, and we knew what to repair and deliver a paid receipt. So we closed, and the buyers received a new furnace when it was determined that it had a cracked heat exchanger and was beyond repair. By taking a simple 15 minutes to walk through the property to check for these things and appliances prior to closing, we avoided what could have been a huge disaster. If we had skipped the walkthrough, we would have closed on that property, and the furnace likely would have been the buyer's problem. We recommend that all buyers do a walkthrough prior to closing and again at possession when the keys are exchanged. So before taking a single box inside, walk through again and make sure everything is in good order and the personal items that you negotiated with the property are present. Even if a conflict cannot be immediately resolved, a buyer should document any damage or claim to help the agent direct the buyer in a resolution. And if the sellers are relocating and have hired a moving company, they may be completely unaware of any damage that the moving company caused in the process. It's important that you document missing items that were included in the sale or any damage as soon as you see it. Take dated pictures from your phone, but don't ever skip your walkthrough. If you must for some reason, at least make sure that your agent goes through and checks the house on your behalf. It's literally our job. We're always peeling back the curtain here and discussing real-life real estate pitfalls and best practices. And if you found this information helpful, please like and subscribe.